Hillary Clinton disavowing support from the Orlando attacker's father after he attended a rally this week, her rally, and saying she didn't even know he was there, raising more questions about just how out of touch she and her campaign really are to Democratic Congressman Brad Sherman on how this affects her as she tries to shift the focus to the economy. At the very least, sir, you have to admit the optics are really bad. And
no, your comments are just ridiculous. A deranged man sneaks into the bleachers. That happens at every Yankee game.
He sneaks into the front seats.
Not the front seats. Well back. Anybody shows up. Look, we're putting on political rallies. The Yankees are putting on a baseball game. Do you think there couldn't be a deranged person in the front row of the bleachers at a Yankees game?
We're talking about a well-honed presidential campaign event.
The Yankees are a well-honed baseball team, but they don't vet everybody who comes to the game.
That is so intellectually dishonest, with all due respect. You can come up with something better than that.
This is absolutely ridiculous. You invite the public to come to a rally. The people who show up first get good seats.
So at none of these rallies, there's nothing designed for the optics. I've seen rallies where the topics were women, and there were a bunch of women in the background, where the topics were minorities, and there were a bunch of minorities in the background. Let's be honest about this.
Look, stop calling me a liar. The fact is, at a political rally, you may have 10 or 20 seats.
You're saying for a fact none of these, the people sitting directly behind the candidate are never vetted?
In a bleacher situation, and I hope you show the picture.
We're showing it over and over again.
The people on the stage are vetted. But when you have a huge rally, most of the time, you don't vet the people who are there. And I've had lots of friends get good seats at political rallies just by showing up early. Now, that doesn't mean you can be on stage.
At the very least, it's really scary that he's several seats behind the presidential candidate.
Well, that's why we have a Secret Service, and you'll remember that there was an incident where somebody went after Trump. The fact is, neither Trump nor Hillary can control who is in the arena. They both have huge arenas, and the Yankees can't do it either. And that's why, when we have these large events, we need to have security there.
I guarantee it won't happen again for Hillary Clinton. I guarantee this accident won't happen again. I know that much won't happen again. I do want to pivot, though.
I assure you that crazy people will sneak in to these rallies.
Not the well-known father of a mass murderer. I don't think that's going to happen again. If it does, well, shame on her.
It'll be some other deranged person. There'll be somebody. I mean, we could look at the 1,000 worst crimes that have happened this year. Look at the parents of the people who committed those crimes. You or I couldn't pick them out of a lineup. Those people can sneak into political rallies or Yankee games.
This is a man who has thrusted himself into the public spotlight on more than one occasion. And people know that whatever it is, whatever his sickness is, that perhaps he passed on to his son, he likes the limelight. Now, the fact that no one caught him, I just say it's a big mistake for Hillary Clinton. Now, so I'm not. It doesn't matter.
That is the desperate line of a campaign in free fall. A campaign that flirts with David Duke supporters and seeks racist votes and then tries to conflate that with who sneaks into the rally.
If David Duke was standing behind Donald Trump at a rally like that, if David Duke, since you brought him up, was standing at a rally with Donald Trump, you would lose the rest of your hair right now. You would set yourself on fire. The mainstream media would run with it and say Donald Trump knew it.
If he snuck into the back of the bleachers at a Yankee game or at a big political rally, he might be able to sneak in. We're talking about
political events for the highest office in the land that are highly orchestrated and controlled.
The World Series is a well-run event, and there'll be a crazy person in the bleachers there. We do not have, when you have mass rallies, you can say, oh, it's the highest office in the land. The highest baseball game in the land will attract thousands of people. Do you think that there's going to be vetting? Do you think there's going to be guards looking at the face of everybody who comes in?
Absolutely.
You buy a ticket, you show up at the rally.
There's serious vetting going on at presidential events, and who stands behind a candidate, and the optics of it are orchestrated
You're
deliberately.
lying in the way you phrase that. Stands behind are the 10 people that you might put on stage to stand you behind a rally. Sitting in the bleachers or standing in the bleachers is the way you've got to describe it, because you're so desperate to support a deranged presidential candidate, a man whose narcissism and racism is so well documented, that you're trying to conflate the bleachers with the stage.
I'm going to just tell you right now, sir, all you're doing is making that candidate more sympathetic to the public who haven't made up their mind just yet. That's all I'm telling you. There's some things that have been very fair, some things that aren't. And in this particular case, it would be smart to say it was a mistake, but perhaps someone on her team should have caught this guy.
The double standard is when you can insult John McCain, a hero, and not immediately withdraw from the race. The press has done a double standard aid to McCain because he's good rallies and he makes a lot of money. Gold Star parents insulted any other person in politics would be out right away.
Well, we
the
were
press
focused on
props
this
them
one
up because you're making money off of
the
them.
news of the week, and you gave your opinion, and I do appreciate it. But I will make a wager with you. It will never happen again because it does not look good for the candidate, and it's probably not safe for the candidate either. Congressman Sherman, thank you very much.
We rely on metal detectors for safety in the Secret Service.
Thank you very much.